Why focus matters. Hi there, and welcome. Let me ask you something. Have you ever started working toward a big goal? Maybe it was a fitness plan, a career aspiration, or a personal project, and found yourself losing focus somewhere along the way? If so, you're not alone. Staying focused on long-term goals is one of the hardest challenges we face, especially in today's world, where distractions are everywhere. But here's the thing, focus isn't just about willpower, it's about creating the right mindset, habits, and strategies to stay consistent even when motivation fades. Today, I'm going to share practical tips and personal stories to help you stay on track and make real progress toward your long-term goals. Let's dive in. Point 1. Get clear on your why. Let's start with the foundation of focus, your why. Why is this goal important to you? What's the deeper purpose behind it? When I started my own business years ago, I had plenty of challenges and setbacks. There were days I felt like giving up, but every time I felt discouraged, I reminded myself of my why. I wanted the freedom to create something meaningful and support my family. That purpose kept me going when things got tough. Take a moment to reflect on your own why. Write it down. Keep it somewhere you can see every day. When you're clear about your purpose, it's much easier to stay focused, even when the road gets bumpy. Point 2. Break your goal into smaller milestones. Big goals can feel overwhelming, and when something feels overwhelming, it's easy to procrastinate or lose focus. That's why breaking your goal into smaller, actionable milestones is so important. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, don't focus on the full 26 miles right away. Start with a plan to run a mile, then build up from there. Each milestone you hit will give you a sense of progress and motivation to keep going. In my own life, I've used this approach countless times. When I was writing my first book, I didn't sit down thinking, I need to write 200 pages. I focused on writing one chapter at a time. Each small win built momentum, and before I knew it, the book was finished. Point 3. Eliminate distractions. Distractions are one of the biggest obstacles to focus. They pull us away from our goals and waste precious time. Think about it. How often do you sit down to work on something important only to get sidetracked by your phone, emails, or social media? Here's a simple strategy that's worked for me. Create a distraction-free zone. When I'm working on something important, I put my phone in another room, close unnecessary tabs on my computer, and let people around me know I need uninterrupted time. By removing distractions, you create an environment that supports focus. Remember, it's not about having more willpower. It's about making focus easier by designing your surroundings. Point 4. Set realistic and specific goals. Another key to staying focused is setting realistic and specific goals. Vague goals like, I want to get fit, or I want to make more money, are hard to stick to because they lack clarity. Instead, aim for something specific like, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months by exercising 4 times a week, or I want to save $5,000 in the next year by cutting unnecessary expenses. Specific goals give you a clear target to aim for, and they make it easier to measure your progress. When you know exactly what you're working toward, it's much easier to stay motivated and focused. Point 5. Create a routine. Consistency is the secret to achieving long-term goals. And the best way to stay consistent is by creating a routine. When you make something a habit, it becomes part of your daily life, and you no longer have to rely on motivation to get it done. For example, if your goal is to write a book, set aside a specific time every day to write, even if it's just 15 minutes. Over time, those small, consistent efforts will add up to big results. I've found that my most productive days are the ones where I stick to my routine. It removes the guesswork and helps me stay focused on what matters. Point 6. Celebrate small wins. It's easy to get discouraged when your goal feels far away. That's why it's so important to celebrate small wins along the way. When I was training for my first 5K run, I celebrated every milestone, running a full mile without stopping, shaving a few seconds off my time, or simply sticking to my weekly training schedule. Those small victories kept me motivated and reminded me that progress is progress, no matter how small. Take time to acknowledge your achievements, no matter how minor they seem. Each step forward is proof that you're moving in the right direction. Point 7. Learn to say no. Staying focused on your long-term goals often means saying no to distractions, opportunities, or commitments that don't align with your priorities. This can be hard, especially if you're a people pleaser, like I used to be. But here's what I learned. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve your goal, you're saying no to something that does. When I started prioritizing my goals, I had to say no to extra projects at work, social events that didn't excite me, and even certain habits that weren't serving me. Remember, your time and energy are limited. Protect them by saying no to the things that don't align with your bigger vision. Point 8. Reflect and adjust regularly. Sometimes, staying focused requires adjusting your plan. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go as expected. That's why it's important to regularly reflect on your progress and adjust as needed. For example, if you realize that your current strategy isn't working, don't be afraid to pivot. Reflection isn't about beating yourself up for what didn't work. It's about learning and growing. At the end of each week, I like to take 10 minutes to ask myself, what went well? What could I improve? What's my next step? This simple practice keeps me aligned with my goals and focused on moving forward. Point 9. Surround yourself with supportive people. Who you spend time with has a huge impact on your ability to stay focused. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, encourage you, and hold you accountable. When I was working on my first big project, I told a close friend about my goal and asked them to check in with me weekly. Knowing someone was rooting for me and holding me accountable made a big difference. If you don't have that support system, consider joining a group or community of like-minded individuals. Having a network of people who share your goals can keep you motivated and focused. Point 10. Embrace the journey. Finally, remember that achieving long-term goals is a journey, not a sprint. There will be ups and downs, moments of doubt, and times when progress feels slow. But every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to where you want to be. One thing that's helped me stay focused is shifting my mindset from I have to I get to. Instead of seeing my goals as obligations, I see them as opportunities to grow, learn, and create something meaningful. Enjoy the process, celebrate your progress, and trust that you are on the right path. 10 key takeaways. How to stay focused on your long-term goals. Get clear on your why. Know your deeper purpose to stay motivated. Break goals into milestones. Focus on small, actionable steps to avoid overwhelm. Eliminate distractions. Create an environment that supports focus. Set specific goals. Clarity helps you measure progress and stay aligned. Create a routine. Consistency builds momentum over time. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge progress to stay motivated. Learn to say no. Protect your time and energy by setting boundaries. Reflect and adjust. Regularly evaluate your progress and adapt your plan. Surround yourself with support. Build a network of people who encourage and inspire you. Embrace the journey. Enjoy the process and trust that you're growing every step of the way. Conclusion. Take the first step today. We've covered a lot today, from finding your why and eliminating distractions to creating routines and celebrating small wins. But here's the most important thing. None of this matters if you don't take action. So, here's my challenge for you. Think about one long-term goal you've been working on. What's one small step you can take today to move closer to it? Maybe it's writing a to-do list, scheduling time to work on your goal, or even just reflecting on your why. Whatever it is, start now. If this video resonated with you, hit the like button, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more life lessons. And in the comments, let me know, what's your long-term goal and how do you plan to stay focused on it?